What's up, you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video, we are taking a look at Nvidia stock, and let's take a look at the price action for this coming week. Can Nvidia head in the direction of 824, or is it going to give us 975 this week? So let's talk about all of that, guys, in this video. I'll take you over the price action, the structure, and how things are looking like. Are we still bullish on Nvidia, or are we slowing down? As you can see from last 4 days, we have been just hovering around this range of 888 to 8, yeah, pretty much 900. Not much move, $10 or $20 move for the whole pretty much week. So with that, guys, please hit the like and subscribe, and also please note none of this is any financial advice and is only for education purposes. Throughout this video, you will also see a lot of the tools that I am using. If you need access to any of those tools, links are in the description below of this video. All right, so starting off with daily interval, let's get a few things out of the way first. The first thing I'm seeing is that we are above 50 days moving average. We are also above 20 days moving average. We are also above $824. That is such an important level and zone that constitutes that are we forming the top in the distribution phase, or are we bearish, or is it going to continue higher? So 824 is the deciding, like a dividing line for all this, that, right? We are definitely above that, and not just that, we have been in this higher highs and higher lows. Now, I have been saying that as long as Nvidia is holding this pivot of 887 to 883, this is still in the bullish territory. You can see that it has come down there but has tried to bounce back up. There wasn't a price upgrade that came, I think HSBC from 1000 to 1300 something. That creates some, technical shift for a day at least, because that day an upgrade has happened. But remember, Nvidia's earnings are coming out not that far away anymore. They're coming out soon, which is in the 22nd of May. So you will see a lot of analysts come out, do their things with the prices to, add the volatility, move it up or down for their own interests, whatever. I don't trade like analysts, or that number doesn't mean anything to me. It's all about technicals. So yeah, with that, guys, so that's being the basis on the daily interval. Now let's go to the hourly interval, and let's start to identify what is Nvidia showing us, telling us. Are we going to head lower, or we have possibility of continuing higher? So this trend line, at the bottom that you are seeing, it has had its pivot, right? This is the one that is constituting to this higher highs, higher lows that I showed you on the daily interval as well. So technically, yeah, Nvidia still, even though I have been saying the last week that, guys, intraday shorts are coming, and we have been getting those at these overhead trend line rejection that I have been saying, right? And we have been heading lower after that trend line rejection. The day that price upgrade came, you can see, so this was becoming a bull flag, right? Because we were making lower highs, but we weren't making that much deeper lower lows, okay? Not that deeper lower lows, right? So that's that, right? So that usually can constitutes, like, for example, this low was higher. So this what constitutes that a bull flag sort of scenario. And with that price upgrade as being one of, it's not a catalyst, not a reason, but technically, yeah, we got out of that bull flag, and then you can see we started to find support over there. So usually, like when we have this, so what is the price action now telling me over here? Yes, bull flag got activated, but is this bull flag activation was strong enough that it can continue higher? Is that, are we looking at that? So what we want to see after this execution, not even if we retest that, we want to see a continuation to the upside. But what Nvidia is showing me, first of all, right now, that it's slowing down here. All right, so its price action is telling me that it's trying to go up, but it's failing, and also this sell-off is coming at the supply zone of $906 almost, right? So this has been the previous areas of sells as well. So that the sell is still coming over there. Now, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to get rid of this trend line just so that we have some clarity of the chart. I'm going to get rid of this trend line. Now, what we have, let me just, well, so I also talked about in one of my previous videos that on the near term, we have formed a pivot. Now it all comes down to, let me bring this trend line back just so that you have understanding again. We have formed a pivot on intraday, and this is what I talked about in my video yesterday. Now, as long as Nvidia is holding this pivot, guys, around this trend line or around even the level of 892 to 891, Nvidia intraday is technically still in a structure of upside, but definitely I'm seeing a weakness. So once we lose this structure or this pivot that is lately has formed intraday high, which that if I draw a trend line of its own from here, you can see it has already broken that, right? So we are getting weak already. So structure, but the break of structure would be losing this 891 for this near-term intraday that it formed, okay? Now, let's get rid of this. So now what? Yes, as soon as we lose that, or even if we start to lose this 896 where Nvidia is right now, as for the post-market closing, I'm still expecting this continue down to 883. That's still a possibility, and eventually this trend line that we have from the swing pivot coming. So, and then we will see if the price action holds here. Around 883 is where your focus would be, because that's where all the confluences of the support levels are showing up together with the 200 hours moving average, this trend line going on the swing, and then also on the daily, this is where very close we'll have 50 days moving average. So this is a very important, significant level going into this week, 883 to 887. All right, this is a very critical level. Once we lose 887, that will put Nvidia back in the direction of 824 and will make 859 very likely the possibility. Bulls still have a lot of room to play with, guys, but once we start losing this 883 or 887, yes, you can expect things to roll down to 859 or so. And if we lose that as well, then 823. In my opinion, what would happen then is you would see that this thing, if it comes lower level by level, if we lose the structure and the trend line at 883, it might come down to 859, find some bounce here, and then reject at 882, and then head lower to 824. Now this is before earnings, because earnings will change the technicals, guys, which is on 22nd of May. But that's the scenario to the downside, okay? Now, if Nvidia going into this week, let's say a lot of price upgrade starts coming from other analysts as well, and it keeps holding this pivot that I just showed you, then we want to stay above this level of 896, or we get above 896 without breaking below 891, and then it's just game to the next level like 906, and breaking above that is then 922. It opens up the door to that. I do expect some cool off happening there, because we have this, some resistance will come at the top of the recent top of the supply zone, and then after that, yeah, 975 is the direction. So it all comes down to, if Nvidia can hold 887 to 883 this week, then 975 is a possibility. Otherwise, if we lose this area, that is a confluence of so many things, then we are going in the direction of 824. So it all comes down to that. All right, 883 and 887 is your level of focus. All right, so guys, that's all for this video. If you found it helpful, valuable, hit the like, subscribe. And with that, I'll see you in my next videos. Options data on Nvidia will be coming out as well, maybe tomorrow over this weekend. So we'll talk about how options are looking like going into the next week. But this video is important for you to see before even I do the options. So, all right, see you guys in my next videos. Bye.